All right. Part 3. All right, man, this is crazy. I'm telling this story, and this thing is going off. I mean, it'll stop now. So the end of this story is, she had my phone number, but I sent her an email of the video, and the truth is if a person is truly ready to be healed, because she was telling she was eating organic, she was changing her life, she was getting herself in order, and I was telling her that's what I'm focused on, is just changing my life and healing. She wanted to do it together. This is the catcher. And I know some people are probably not understanding this story, but there's always a point to my stories. And this is the catcher, and this goes for men and women. Listen very carefully. Test the spirit. Don't trust anybody's word. My word, anybody's word. You don't trust their words. You test the spirit. Your actions prove who you are. Not what you say. I could tell you anything. I could just straight up lie to you. That's free will. You could do what you want to do. But you got to test the spirit. Yahshua, Jesus, Isa, test the spirit. Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad. They all talk the same thing. Test the spirit. They said in their ways, but test the spirit. You have to test the spirit. So the test was, she was telling me all these good, sweet things of how she's changing. Really remember, in my heart is lust, because I still have that desire for that person. And I knew that. And I knew that if a woman is luring you to control you, she knows that. And same thing for men and women. You have to be careful, because men are the same. We're humans. We're experiencing this together. We're supposed to be greater beings, and we were made in the image of greater beings, and we could be greater. But on this planet, in the form that we've taken, we're basically earthlings. So as I tested the spirit, I said, hey, you remember in the past, you took my video camera and such, and your ex called and talked to me, and I told her the story, and I said, I'm gonna send something to you, and you tell me the truth on this. I sent that. She didn't even call me back. She just emailed me back, said, this isn't me. This isn't me. How could you send this such and such? And the relationship ended at that point. Now, if you were truly changing, first, there should have been a conversation. You said that ain't you, call me back, we talk, there's a conversation. You say you love me, you communicate. No. People who understand this moment, when I'm telling you, understand what I'm talking about, why that person, stayed away. Because at that moment, they knew you knew who they were. I'm going to tell you 2 other quick stories, and then I got to go because it's work time. Let me take my products, which I still haven't taken on video. Just 2 quick other stories related. I mean, there's all this stuff I guess it makes sense in my mind. So one is, there was a master teacher that I followed, and I still follow the person's journey as long as they're living, even if they're not. I mean, I'll study their information. And he told a story that he was out and about, and he was at a block party and walking around, talking, mingling with the people, and he saw a being. Hope I'm getting the story correct. He saw a being that not of this world. And the being recognized him. And he asked the being, or the being asked him, what are you doing here? And his answer was, what are you doing here? They basically just looked at each other. They knew each other, knew who they were, even in their form, hidden form. And they went their own way. Now, to some people, they're going to catch what I'm talking about. Some people, hey, years from now, you may catch what I'm talking about. Some people, next lifetime, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. The second story is, if anybody watches Walking Dead, I don't have AMC, but I do got Netflix. And because Netflix, you could turn on and off. I mean, just do a month. You could do a month, which is $11 total, around $11 total. And you could binge on videos. They put the whole thing out at once. They don't do like TV shows. Come back next week. Stay tuned. No, you could binge on videos. So season 6 of The Walking Dead is on there. Da-dum. Episode 4 is about the character from season 1, Morgan, a Nubian brother who's went through some major ups and downs. In the first season, he lost his wife, who became a walker. Zombie, and he had his son, a 10 to a 12-year-old son, who was really soft and was having a hard time dealing with the whole zombie apocalypse and the world going into chaos. And he winds up losing his son. They didn't show it, but he talked about it in, I think, season 4. I want to say season 4, season 5. He talked about it, but they never showed it. And then in season 4 or 5, he was going crazy. Well, in episode 4, I want to say it's episode 4, season 6, the whole episode is his journey from the last time where he was in the town where he was going crazy to what happened after he left the town, and to him becoming the Jedi Master with, what is it, Aikido. Aikido is what he does with the sticks. Ooh, ooh, ha ha. Okay, calm down. And the guy who teaches him, who he meets in the woods of Georgia, and who teaches him this style and what is, you really want to see that episode, because what he's talking about, that guy talked about the face of evil. This guy was a forensic psychologist who interviewed over 800 inmates, felons, to see if how crazy they were, and if they could be rehabilitated. And he said out of the 800 people he interviewed, he only met one true evil person. And that's the point that I'm getting to. You really have to see that episode. Maybe have to watch it more than once. But he breaks it down is when you really meet a person who is truly evil or truly effed up, all the warning signs are there. It is the point that is the most scary, is when they realize you know who they are. That's the point that I'm getting to. So when they realize you realize, that's the point where you have to be ready to defend yourself, to protect others at all costs. Let's don't play ourselves here on this planet. I'm trying to rehabilitate myself and my body to heal myself, but let's be real for a second. Chaos is happening all around. We're wearing the nice Punisher shirt, but chaos is happening. And we see it every day in the streets. There's killings, police officers, thugs and hoodlums. We're going into a very interesting time. We have 2 politicians that are battling that really the masses don't want either one. And we have to be serious with ourselves. So as you're healing yourself and you're cleansing yourself and you're going through what you're going through, remember that. It's when they realize who you are. That's the point. You have to be totally ready. So I smile, leave you in peace, health, and wealth. May you prosper always in righteousness. Until next time.